Hello, boys. It is me again, Dubless Billis. You've heard that one before, but I felt like saying it because I'm unoriginal. Hello, boys. I have some new news to share with you on my ladder character. So I have been pummeling through with my Kuko Shikaku bow, my demon machine, pretty much leading the forefront of my bow a week builds, right? Trying to, showcase as much of that. And it's getting a little bit stale, I want to open up some more windows of opportunity. Cringe. Don't know why I said that. But here is what I have been working towards in terms of gear. I've been messing with it on a planner, and I wanted to show you guys because I'm pretty excited. So, it's not exactly perfect on where I want it to be, but it's very fun. I'm happy with it, and I'm going to show you what I got. So, just like my standard build guide shenanigans, I'll put you boys through, yeah? So, banana, 88, still, I need to do some XP leveling stuff, but, I'm not really the big AoE clearer with the builds that I'm doing, so that's totally fine. Strength is a bit higher, as well as my dexterity. I don't have a Nihilist Charm, I don't have a Hellfire Torch yet, as you can see, so, later on, I'll obviously respec and save a decent chunk in these and pump more into energy. So energy is only at 190, and I have a tiny bit into vitality just to have some overflow where I can, because I think it's worth having a just a healthy chunk in there. Resistances are not too bad. I am running treachery with this setup though, so when that does proc, I am looking kind of decent. But I want to increase my resistances more. So that's definitely my next step, because I'm not going to be ranged with this build. As you can see, I have a scepter, so I'm going to be up in front smacking boys, and I want my resistances to be high. I want to be able to take damage. So I'm going to be messing around and trying to min-max that better. Looking at my stats here, boys, just because we can, increase attack speed is high, that is important. We have down here 87 fast hit recovery, so that's over one of the higher breakpoints, which is superb. 41 FCR, so paired with our Spirit Monarch, and only one FCR ring puts us over the 10th frame of 37 FCR. Further down, we have poison length reduced by 50%, which is from our Flickering Flame, which is nice. So that means I don't feel like I'm kind of cornered to relying on the minus 75 and poison res from the two-piece death set, although that is absolutely an option I'll probably mess around with. Further down here, we've got Cold Absorb, which is handy because you can see we do have a Cold Sunder down here. And further down here, boys, as you can see from our two Sunders, and then also our Skills Masteries, right? Skills, what are we doing? Oh, I'm fighting back a sneeze right now. Don't mind me. So over to fire spells, we're maxing Warmth, we are maxing Enchant, we are not maxing Fire Mastery to save points. 1 point is definitely worth it. If you're skilling this up, I think I might have covered this in a previous video, boys, but if you're skilling up Enchant, you get more damage per point investment into Warmth, so you're best going for Enchant first, Warmth, and then Fire Mastery after that. Once you have more points and more damage on Enchant, Fire Mastery is going to increase exponentially on top of your enchant, right? The more you have, the more percent it's going to increase. Blah, 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 blah. Maths is not my forte. Lightning spells might be more so. So we have one into static field. It's just a must, right? We're going to be right there in front of the mobs, so I'm going to be staticking those boys down and the bosses. And then further down here, we've got maxing energy shield, maxing telekinesis. This is very important for me, because with my... with my Bulbasaur, boys, I was so sick and tired of getting just tossed around like a goddamn ping pong ball, okay? Just no res, anything nukes me. No, I've had enough of it, okay? I'm being serious now, boys. Max telekinesis and then max energy shield. So we got that max mana consumed per level. So if I switch over to my memory, so I've got +6 energy shield here. Put that on. Sorry, wrong key. We're sitting at 26, so our absorb percent is at 81. Can still get a little bit higher as I swap out some gear, but looking pretty good for a baseline, right? So I do want to try and get that 95 with that setup, with this current setup, yeah? Over to cold spells. Not too much here. We've got the kind of obligatory frozen armor, get the 1 point in there. And down here, boys, we have 6 into Cold Mastery, and I have some left over because I'm not sure if I want to invest further in it or whatever. What am I doing with this? What is this build? This build, I've been messing with on the side. I haven't yet made a proper build guide with it, but I thought, hey, why not? Let's try and build it live on ladder, show you guys my progression through it and what I think over the next course of videos. Why not? I can milk it a bit more for content, right? There you go. Instead of, man, I didn't want to like sit and spend like, what, 6 hours testing weird shit on here editor offline or whatever when I'm free. That's kind of boring. So I thought, fuck it, let's do it now. This is a dual element melee enchant sorceress, predominantly using this, a Rift Caduceus, right? Caduceus, or however you say it. Comment down below, I'm not going to read it. So this gives us, obviously, Frozen Orb. Now, it is quite a slow base. The fastest setup that we can try and reach is 2.5, but that is very steep. We are going to need a lot more increased attack speed to reach that. So, for the most part, we're going to be reaching 2.27 hits per second, which is not bad, okay? I'm pretty happy with that. Of course, if you compare it to a Kixin or something, boys, it is not going to proc anywhere near the same. Same with like a Zeal or a Frenzy Barbarian, okay? But what we have, I'm pretty happy with it. It does give us 180 fire damage, healthy amount of stats, and everything else is kind of handy on here. I kind of like it. So, Frozen Orb means we can save 1 skill point into Frost Nova, which I usually always put for my melee Sorceress builds. And everything else is really, really helpful for a tank melee sorceress. We have attack rating, which we seriously need. It gives us a kind of good chunk of magic damage, which helps a little bit with immunities and whatnot. Kind of surprising. Fire damage does amp up even further with our fire mastery. Strength, dex, vitality, all of that is very welcome. And plus 38% damage taken goes to mana is awesome for survivability, as well as level 15 Iron Maiden. My landline's ringing and I'm not answering that, so sorry if you can hear it. Oh, it's not my landline, it's my parents' landline. So this is our main hitter at 2.27 hits per second, right? So we're going to be amping up our fire damage, as you can see here. So I'm going to buff myself up, switch over, sitting at 3772. So I don't have my max buff gear on. We haven't maxed out fire mastery, that is fine. We're splitting our damage now. Instead of going all fire, we're splitting it down. So we're buffing up Frozen Orb, breaking immunity with our Sunder down here, as well as our single target. We're still breaking immunities to get that fire damage through, which is important. So I still have my Flickering Flame. I'm still going to be using this. The Resist Fire Aura is great to help kind of negate that Flame Rift of minus 77. So I'm not really sure what I want to swap this out to later, but one thing I have in mind is obviously resistances, and then secondly is more plus skills, because I have my stuff split across, and instead of having +3 fire skills here and +2 on the amulet, alright, even though this is a sexy amulet, that's 5 skills. If they were all skills, boys, or something else, that would give me more energy shield, that would give me more minus cold res, you name it. It's just kind of more helpful across the board, so that's something I'm interested in playing around with. Now, over to the shield. I've got a few different options with my shield, which I'm going to be testing over the next few weeks. So, first one is obviously a Spirit. This is rolled pretty shit. The main thing that we want is, as long as it meets 27 FCR, that's fine. We want the highest mana possible on that. So I think it can roll up to 112, boys. So a 90 mana is dog shit. But that's what we want. Minimum 27 FCR, and then as high mana as we can get. So as long as we have over 27 FCR on the shield, boys, then that means we can have 1 FCR ring here paired with our Raven Frost to make sure we have that cannot be frozen and that nice cold absorb to help mitigate a little bit of the minus cold res, yeah? Now, I found this belt recently. It's not the best, but I don't know, it's been helpful. So I definitely want to try and find some more upgrades, but this fits nicely with 2-piece IK. Now, the life on the boots and the attack rating is awesome, as well as the faster run walk. I love it. A little bit of magic find is cool. So we got 110 attack rating and 50 for the set bonus. And over here, boys, 20 strength, 20 dexterity. 25 increased attack speed to help us reach that 2.27 APS. Now, the 20 dexterity is quite helpful because with this setup, right, we've got 9 increased block from this absolute sweaty charm, 18 dexterity. Our block chance is 50, right? Now, we're using treachery, but if I swap out my treachery to a twitch throw, 10 dexterity on top, 20 increased attack speed, and we've got 25 increased chance of blocking, that bumps us to the cap of 75%, which is pretty big. Now, I'm kind of tossing in between both of these. Obviously, twitch throw is better for the block rate and all that. Treachery is better for the resistances. So we get resistances and attack speed, and then block rate survivability on the twitch throw. So I need to socket that, chuck a 15 IS jewel, and then that's going to meet the same needs as we're getting from treachery, but that means I'd also need to get resistances elsewhere. So that's on my mind, right? So twitch throw is going to be the aim that I'm trying to go for. So socket this 15 IS jewel, and then get more resistances across the board everywhere. Then we can have max block, boys. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But for the meantime, I feel like I can drop that block chance, and the resistances when Fade does proc, it's definitely beneficial. So I'm keeping that for now. Gosh, I'm doing a lot of talking. I'm very excited though. Yeah, over to the charms. Don't have too much, boys. I've been saving up a lot of attack rating charms, and I've fit in enough where with my Blessed Aim Mercenary and my enchant, I can reach over 10k. And then with the beautiful IK set with the dexterity and the attack rating, I think I'm over 11k. So let's go over to Halls of Pain. See if I can get the stat sheet to show for you. So buff up again, FG, bing bing bongo, switchy rude over here. 62 pre-blessed aim. So 17 life, 11 mana, 2 dexterity, all res is 4, all res 5, lightning res 11. Sadly, it's the only like high single resistant small charm I've found, other than 2 of these all res, so I can't complain, but I thought I'd find more, boys. Even a poison maybe, that I can, you know, at least say I found and then throw out. I got 25 life, fire res 11, 16 life, lightning res 14, 19 life, just a bit more to chuck on the top, right? And then I've got 23 attack rating, 115 attack rating, fire skills. We've got FHR, more fire damage, fire skills, fire skills. We have a cold Sunder at minus 74, which is not bad, and then our fire Sunder at minus 77. So, kind of okay, boys, right? Mercenary is still the same as you've probably seen in the last video. I haven't really found any big upgrades, and this really fits everything that I currently have. So, I still have my enchant, which does okay damage, so I am going to enchant higher than this level 21 piss poor enchant on Obedient. So, we can Obedience. So he's going to get the benefit of that minus 25% enemy fire resistance with this Eth Mancatcher Obedience. We've still got Treachery on there, and we still have the Tunnel Rashes, so with the Eth weapon, he's going to be doing good damage, getting that lifesteal, and he has enough resistances anyway. So I haven't found any other upgrades, maybe like is it a Crown of Thieves or something, boys, would be a good one. But yeah, that's just one I have at the moment, right? So I'm currently on Hell mode. Let's go over to Frigid Highlands, and I'll kind of show you how this works. It's obviously reliant on just our basic attack, so it's not going to proc as much as other builds, but it's still pretty fun, and definitely a good change of pace to just doing ranged the whole time, because I mean I did a lot of testing for that bowl week, and I was pretty much riding the high of that going into like ladder. I'm like, man, I need a break. I need a break. A lot of the boys in the Discord are like, Billy, what are you doing? Why do you want to rift? What do you want to twitch throw for? Why do you want to Gurk Sanctuary for, Billy? What are you doing? Oh my god, tell me. What's going on? Here it is, boys. This is what's going on, yeah? Oh, yikes. Something that's kind of fun is on this weapon, we do have Iron Maiden charges. I've used some of them, and I somewhat regret it because I don't have the money to repair it. It's at 60k. I'm poor, shut up. But, you know, it's something to mess around with. Now, our attack rating is up with Blessed Aim. We're sitting at basically 11k. One thing that I do have, which I haven't played around too much with, is this cute little circlet. I wish it had plus skills. Sorry that it doesn't, alright? But it has good attack rating, mana steal, which is helpful, little energy, decent res, and inner sight charges. So level 5 inner sight, I think, is the highest you can get on a charge? On a charge item? I think so. Radius is decent at 18 yards, and it drops the enemy's defense minus 140, right? So that's going to help us land our hits even better. Well, even more consistent. I think our attack rating is high enough anyway, but I guess I can test that now, and we can see how it goes. So I think I have V, is it? There you go. You know, I should change this to inner sight like that. That makes it a lot easier. Oh, hold on. I need to get better at picking up rejuves, man. Very helpful. And it's nice, I don't need to switch to have decent faster cast rate frames. So I'm over that 10 frame just with whatever I have here. Where is Tristram? There we go. Where's Raka? Big man. Alright, Ogre Axe? No, not Ethereal, no one cares. So, level 90 Terror Zone Tristram. Was he physical and immune to poison? Cold enchanted scone skin. Damn, boy. Why is Grizzy so thick all the time? God damn it. Also, Blizzard, can you hurry up and make a rune word for Sorceress orbs now? Please? Just like 2. Just like, I don't understand why it's not a thing in the game yet. Just make it 2. Just make it like Mal Sir, and then have it plus 3 Sorc skills, and then some other random shit. And then we can kind of look for handy mods, right? They'd be crazy. Oh no, I'm taking too much damage, boys. So, I haven't tested too much with this. I really want to get that 15 IS duel and chuck on that Twitch throw. That extra 25% chance to block is kind of huge. Like 50... Whew, I mean, maybe I could proc Treachery and then just swap straight out, boys. Maybe I could do that. I'm also doing slightly less on single target, because I'm not breaking... well, I am breaking fire immunities, but I'm not using my flickering flame, so... yeah. I don't think I need this in a sight, but it is nice to use. I do like it. So yeah, as I said before, I'm probably on the lookout for more plus skills. Like, I'd use the... if they had two to Sorc skills, whew, I'd use that. God damn, I'd use that. But one thing I have in mind is definitely like a Nightwings, because that has plus 2 skills. That'd be pretty good. Get the 15 cold skill damage, and I can put a 15 IS duel in there too if I want to. But yeah, boys, that is kind of how we're doing, yeah? That's kind of how we're doing. I'm going to switch this back to here, rebuff up, and then see if I can do an Andariels. See if I can do an Andy run, eh? To show you, boys. Without dying. So, let's go to Iron Maiden. Why not? I don't really do too many Andy runs. What's my poison res? Not bad. So, take this video as version 1, yeah? As I get more upgrades, I'm obviously going to be working on this. Part of me wonders if a Plague Mercenary would be really good, because we can give him really good attack rating with Enchant. And we can have one Plague and then give him... I don't know. We could give him Voice of Reason. Maybe. God, this is so cool. What is this? Enchant. Okay. Damn, boy. He thick. Oh, well, anyways, boys. It's a work in progress. Okay, as I showed. But yeah. Rift Sork. So, split element with enchant, max telekinesis and energy shield to try and not die like I just did, and then cold mastery with our cold Sunder, because we are breaking immunities, proccing frozen orbs, slapping boys with fire damage. You know how it is. But yeah, stay tuned, boys. There'll be more of this garbage coming, don't you worry.